Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. How are you guys? Well, it looks like the German documentary that's been held back for a while is supposed to be released on December, first week of December. I think it's the 3rd. That went through because Megan had her lawyers on speed dial, was basically attempting to block her past. Probably succeeded. Because now it's going to come out. So there's been some legal revisions apparently to it. Anyways, let's find out, are they fully blocking her past? Because that's what's going to bother her the most. Not so much what she's done now. She's got she's going to manipulate her way around that. Well, I'm a victim of them. It's the royals. What do you expect? She's going to find a way. But she can't really find a way with the other stuff because it's too scathing. So let's figure this out together. Let's get this down. Let's first ask the pendulum. And I'm going to clear my air here. Clear the energy. Okay. Megan. Oh, girlfriend, what you doing? Okay, here we go. Megan, let's see. You cannot see that, and I need you to see that. Okay, this way is the only way I can do it. And I think you can see it. Yes. All right, Megan. Megan. All right, so will the documentary include the darkest aspect prior to marrying Harry? Will the German documentary contain information about the darkest aspects of her past, Megan's past? Nope. Oh, God. So is there going to be much really to see here? Is there anything much for us to see here? Nope. Will it be anything shocking? Nope. Will it be anything that really takes her down mentally? Will there be anything in it that scars her? Yes. Okay. Yes. Will it be mainly about her parents, her father? Yes. Will it be anything about the escort days, the yachting? No. Okay. Will it be about her struggle in Hollywood and not really getting the roles? Yes. Is it going to involve her pity party and emotional reactive behavior on Suits, on the set of Suits? Will there be stuff from the set of Suits? Yes. Is it going to paint her badly? Is it going to paint her real badly? Yes. Is this the thing that's going to sting her the most? Yes. Anything else that's going to sting her the most? No. So it's this, she had a really bad reputation on Suits, you guys. She was really petulant like Harry. I've said this before. She wouldn't come out of the dressing room. She would cry. She would weep. When they did photos, she didn't like the positioning where they put her. She acted like a diva. She couldn't get her lines right. She was not a very good actress. She probably partied so much. She thought she was so grandiose and so great. She didn't bother studying her lines. She wasn't good with her lines. There was ongoing issues with her as a cast member on Suits. So that's going to be quite triggering because she wants to make it in Hollywood. And so if the directors are talking and saying negative things about her, that's going to completely squash any kind of dream of stardom. And that's why that's going to be very triggering for her. That's how I see that. So let's get some cards on that. The German documentary coming out, I think they said December 3rd. I'll watch it. I'll watch to see what they have to say. I think it's going to be on Netflix. I'm not 100% certain, but I do think that's probably where. Okay. I don't know if it's on primetime TV. I just don't think it is. I could be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody knows, you just put it right there in the comment section. Here we go. German documentary. And they're bracing themselves. Urgh! Yeah, brace yourself real tight. Yeah. You're going to need to do that. They're bracing for the big fall. That's what they're going to slip and fall big time. They already are. Okay, so the German documentary on Meghan and Harry. Oh, the gaslighting and all the realities coming out. Oh no, the fantasy's over. Yes, there are no options anymore. So yeah, it's all about the gaslighting and lying. And they found out all the truth. The illusions. She's very much into illusionary, creating her own reality, creating illusions, creating narratives, thinking I have options. I'll choose what I want when I want because I can have whatever I want. Megan gets what Megan wants. Harry gets what Harry wants. But no, you can't. And it's also doubting their sanity and basically any fantasy of getting what they want, that castle in the sky, basically all comes shattering down on them. And the ugly reality of certainty that they cannot, put themselves up on a podium, and they could not get that castle in the sky, which is, for me, they want that. They want to be higher than everyone else. I think they wanted to be better, and basically all the temptations on her life path, all her desires that she had, her mind, there might be some mental health things because this is doubting your sanity. So there might be touching on her very distorted reality and how she sees things and the distortion there. So about a lot of the lies, some of the lies are going to come out, testing her, she tested her perceptions and they all failed, trying to push people into this sort of the fantasy of her delusions of grandeur. And she made all her choices, but her choices failed. Harry's choices failed. And this is, since it's all shattered, I'd say some of the skeletons coming out because it's the reality coming out. Narcissists don't do reality. They don't like reality. They must wear rose-tinted glasses. They don't want you to see clearly. So this is like the glasses are coming off. Those rose-tinted glasses are no longer on her head or Harry's head or the public's head. We're not even sitting them on top of our scalp. They've been removed. Okay, so no more rose-tinted glasses and no more smoke and mirrors anymore. No more blurring the lines of fantasy and reality because everyone's going to get the harsh reality here. Everyone loves harsh reality. People are sick and tired of being gaslit and lied to. So this harsh reality is going to be quite painful because they don't do reality. What? I'm not going to be held accountable. They took a risk and lost with the Fool in reverse. And so they're running into a crisis here, and they're going to say, nobody's loyal. It's the lack of loyalty. They're drowning. They thought they can get beginner's luck. So this is going to definitely touch on the finding freedom, which was really no finding freedom anyways. That was a complete gaslighting lie. That was about suppressing and hiding her fake pregnancies, hiding and suppressing drug addiction, alcoholic addiction, cocaine, weed, party. They always chose the wrong cup, the greedy cup, the party cup, the sexual fluidity cup. The cups they chose, they don't want people to see those cups. And it's a crisis mode for them. So this is why they were trying to stop it. But now in this position, they can't. It's total recklessness on their end. There's no loyalty from them. They're feeling ostracized by others. So that reality is going to make them feel ostracized by others. They're going to try to shut it off with apathy. It's complete irresponsibility. And they're trying to cover their ass. They're trying to cover their ass because they don't want the reality. I try to cover my ass. Please don't remove the reality. Don't let the reality fly, is how that reads. They're hoping that they can start new. Let's see if we can open up some new emotional doors, fresh new chapters. This is going to have to do with the babies too. That's the baby bliss card. So the birth of love and birth of children is going to be under scrutiny with that Ace of Cups. Focal point, it's a shock. They could not control. It's beyond their control with the Tower. So they were trying to control it, but they could not control it fully. So they're going to feel like they're under attack, like envy is directed at them. They're going to feel like, well, that's a shocking self-awareness too. Because with the lightning bolt, you get awareness. They don't want people to get the awareness. That is something they don't want. They want to keep gaslighting. They don't want the awareness. They don't want the emotional door opened up about children. It's also about the gaslighting of their love. They don't love each other. It's really quite contemptuous. And so it's going to be about their love and how it started. So there might be some touching on how they actually truly met and where they met, when they hooked up, and all of that. So there you go. Past position that doesn't serve is being stabbed in the back, just like they stab others. What? They're going to stab us in the back now? We can't have that. No. We do the stabbing. Being stabbed in the back doesn't serve. And also who they did stab and taking a risk did not serve. Stabbing others to elevate them didn't serve. Stabbing people in the back to gaslight doesn't serve. And so they're realizing the backstabbing behavior is coming back to haunt them. As always, the truth comes out. Hidden energy. Roadmap for the future of the Two of Wands. How they created the roadmap for their future, and they lied about their love of probably all things UK and staying in the UK and having their babies in the UK. That was a gaslighting lie. They couldn't handle the mental rock bottom here. So they planned their escape saying, we want to protect our children. But they were just trying to elevate themselves, thinking that they can take off and the universe would bless them, but that didn't happen. They kept running into crisis mode, as we know. Going into the future, yeah, she's not the mother. So the fake baby bump diary thing situation and her infertility is going to fly. This is going to be another triggering thing, as well as the suits, from what I'm seeing in the cards, and the rock bottom, how she's a barren female, how she's cold, she's not nurturing, she is very self-serving. She serves herself only. She is not a loyal person to anyone that she loves. So that's going to hit. It's a lot of Megan on the table as usual. And then we have here, there we go, where I was talking about suits with the pendulum. She really was not the star of the show. She never was an A-lister. She self-served herself by saying she was, but she could never nurture and birth celebrity and having to stay in the shadows. How Megan cannot tolerate staying in the shadows. She wants everyone to love her. And the only way she can feel love is if she's a celebrity and she can act like she's a divine feminine and that the world owes her. The universe should be giving her this. And it was supposed to happen. She was supposed to rise up, change her old ways and elevate herself. That was the plan. By marrying Harry and taking on Harry, she was strictly nurturing herself to be a celebrity. We already know this. This is nothing new to us. So it's going to be new to other people, but not new to us. It's going to be kind of a yawn fest probably. And then how she has to glow down. She didn't like the competition with Catherine, I feel, with this, because Catherine is upright. She's reversed as the Empress. So she didn't like glowing down next to Catherine, because Catherine really is a female who gave birth. She is that nurturing, empathetic, kind Empress, upright, who's going to be the next Queen of England. She couldn't handle glowing down underneath her. She was hoping for more love and adulation, and that she can gaslight the public and gaslight herself and gaslight everybody, that she can do better elsewhere by elevating herself, by taking a risk and leaving, thinking I can get beginner's luck somewhere else. And I left on my free will, but it was inconsiderate. She took the risk, and basically it was complete recklessness of lack of loyalty. She really is challenged by staying connected to anybody. Hookups. She's had a lot of hookups. How many hookups have you had, Megan? How many hookups? That's why she was barren, because she was doing a lot of hookups. And through all those hookups, she did not want to have a child. So she got fit. She took care of that situation. And she wants to keep that aspect of her life in the shadows. I got to keep it down. I was not going to carry a seed to full term and have a children and give birth to a child. That plan of my life, I thought about it. I was planning it, but then I put it to a halt. So then she decided I'm not doing that, because she was having too many connections and new relationships over and over and over. So sort of like a serial cheater, but really that was the escort and the escort days. Okay. Shame. She is attempting to hide her shame. She's going to feel very, very shame. She's going to feel crippled. She's going to feel like she is completely outside the establishment. She doesn't want people to know that she is a barren female, that she wasn't a successful actress, that she was really just a serial cheater, a serial monogamous. She didn't want children. She never had the energy or the love for children. She doesn't like children. Very shame avoidant individual who basically wants to overturn the establishment by leaving. So she wanted to take down the establishment, was her plan all along, and to gaslight Harry and the family about how she just loves Harry. But now she's going to be dealing with her own shame of conflict, and she's basically out in the cold from the family. And they now know she's a cold, barren female. And she's going to feel like, wow, there it is. People are going to probably give the thumbs up to it, which is going to be more shame for her. And since it's an Ace of Wands upright, a lot of people are going to focus on it. It is going to start something new. It's also about the how she constantly was starting something new romantically with someone else. So this could be the infidelity in the marriage. It's not a loyal marriage. It's an open marriage. It's a traitorous marriage. She's very traitorous to anyone she apparently supposedly loves. She's going to always spark something with someone new. After she's gaslighted them, they find out who she is, that she's cruel and ruthless, and she goes into estrangement from them. So this is going to talk about her family. This is going to talk about how she did it to her family, how she did it to her dad. She's doing it to the royals. It's a pattern of behavior because she's a sick person to avoid here. She's a very dark, depressive person. It's going to talk about Megan's depression, depressive episodes, her arrogance, and when she's dark, she goes toxic, and she likes it. She'll spark it. Because she has no empathy, she'll spark something new with anyone in a heartbeat. She just simply doesn't care. She doesn't have the emotional connection. Final call here on this, her wounds. Her wounds are going to be on display. It's the Wounded Warrior card of the Nine of Wands. So Harry and her wounds are going to be on full display, which is really going to make them want to hide themselves, and it's going to glow them down. People will not want to celebrate them. People will not want to hire them. It's back to nobody wants them. It's the ship has sailed, and it'll never happen. Her wounds of it never happening is what's going to happen with Megan. How she acted like, oh, my show suits. You were later on the call list. It was not her show. She was not a lead actor in it. So that's going to wound her, that she was a glow down actor on the set. And this is really going to talk about her wounds on the set. And it's also going to talk about probably her childhood, in all honesty, how she was on Married with Children set. How she felt like she had to glow down, and she felt shame when she saw everyone else getting the enthusiasm and getting the thumbs up. And that was very wounding for her. And she wanted to take a risk and do it for herself and spark that in that terms of business with the Ace of Wands here. And she took the risk, but no one felt loyal to her. I think she expected loyalty because her dad was a lighting director, but instead she ended up with wounds. She took a risk and failed. She tried to start it, but she was just too much of a wounded, sick, depressive, toxic person who she just ended up being wounded and toxic. So this is very classic of someone without empathy, who's constantly feeling a death, temporary death of their mind with the Ten of Swords there. They get so wounded, it's like, I got to pick myself back up. But she kept getting wounded. Her wounds keep her suppressed, in essence, which is really classic for them because they go around every day getting triggered. This is a very triggered spread of wounds, unhealed wounds, and always sparking and thinking love and new relationships, which is all about gaslighting and lying and fantasy and shared fantasy and enmeshment, is the only way she can cope with the fact that she's a sick person who will never heal and is a very wounded individual. And everything she tries fails. It's because they're wounded, triggered. Every single day, they're constantly triggered. They can't escape the triggering episodes on a daily basis. And this is why her attempts to try and care about anyone always ends in wounds, not only for herself, but for other people. People take a chance with her and it fails. People take a chance with her. They end up getting markled and have to go into the shadows because they get markled by her. She markles everyone, and she also markles herself, and she markled Harry. So that's how I see this spread. I got two more. I'm going to pull them out. Yep, there's my lover, and now she's going to communicate and find a new person. So this is that infidelity, the wounds of sex, the wounds of communication, and the lovers that she took, and the wounds that created, thinking she could spark something new, find love, and communicate, have small conversations, thinking she's wonderful, likes to talk to a lot of men, but she wounds every man she connects with and acts like she's a team player, ends up in wounds. She uses sex, the phallic symbol, to communicate. So she uses her sexual energy acting like she's just this loving, kind, wonderful human being who can elevate them, but really she can't. She's got a depth of mind of herself, and she uses lovers to her advantage. She communicates, I'm so loving, empathetic, but she's none of those things. But we already know this, that she's just a walking wounded individual. That's why she's so toxic. A wounded individual doesn't want to be in the shadows, but this is like a covert narcissism right here, because she keeps her wounds hidden. She tries to put her wounds in the shadow, but her wounds are on fire. Her wounds are just flying out every single day, while she's always trying to spark a new relationship, flirting with every guy she comes across. Every so-called full royal tour, she's off flirting with someone, hoping to spark something new, because she's a wounded individual who's truly a sick individual here. And she's always trying to learn her lessons in love, but she still ends up failing, because she can't heal. It's hardwired. It's completely hardwired. So that's how I see it. And I think this show is going to highlight her wounds, what a wounded person she is. And out of wounds, she is who she is, out of those unhealed energy, and always wanting acceptance, always striving for acceptance and landing on shame. And she feels spiritually broke, mentally broke. She feels like she's always out in the cold because she's not a big wig celebrity. She doesn't get enough attention. She wants to be celebrated. What is a narcissist? Celebrate me, celebrate me. And when they don't get celebrated, they're they get dark and depressive. And then they're through their wounds, they're going to gaslight you through their wounds, word salad, through their wounds. They're going to try and plan ahead. I got to plan something here because I'm wounded. I got to plan ahead. So they like to be a couple steps ahead of everybody else, so they can keep gaslighting and lying. When a truth comes out, they go in plan mode. Well, I'll plan something else. But she always lands on the shame. When she thinks something's a threat here with that 10 of Swords upright, well, okay, that's only temporary. Just like what she told Queen Elizabeth when she couldn't be a princess. Well, we'll see about that. It's just a temporary situation. We'll see about that. I'm a little disheartened. We'll see about that, because I'm going to find some wisdom here, and I'm going to find a way to move on here. Sure. This is a little bit of a rock bottom, but I'm going to find a way to carry on. We'll see about that. Meghan's always, we'll see about that. If something doesn't work, I'm going to gaslight, lie. I'm going to do everything I can, and I still end up wounded. This is why she thinks the world owes her, because she's wounded. This is why she's always never going to heal. This is why she will never find happiness. She doesn't have trust in God. She's quite the atheist. She's got absolutely no spiritual energy. She's got very low vitality. She feels ignored. She knows people see her as a sick person of arrogance, and a lot of people say no to her. No one wants to give her what she wants. She feels entitled. Well, why aren't they giving me what I want? My dad was a lighting director. I gave it a shot. They were supposed to open the doors to me. But those wounds is why people avoided her. Well, she's not easy to work with. So I see a lot of Hollywood, her suits, her relationships with Hollywood directors, the faux pregnancy, her love life, her dating style, how she attracts men, how she snags them, how she moves on, how she's destroyed her family, the royal family. I see that being in the show, which is no surprises to us. I don't think there's going to be anything in it that's going to shock me. Until next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.